Yeah, because I've been on here since 7:45.
Hey, guys. How are y'all doing tonight? Welcome to Lisa Denae Live. This is Coming Into Your Queendom, Part 2. I am so excited to have my special guest with me tonight by the name of Christie. She is a national recording artist. And you know what, guys? We go way back. So I'm so excited to have an opportunity to catch up, do some catching up. But before we do that, I want to also say that it is Good Friday. So I hope that you all are having a wonderful Good Friday today. I know some of y'all at church listening to the 7 last sayings of Christ. Yeah, I remember that from back in the day on Good Friday. Some of y'all have been doing Lent, so I know y'all have been very happy to see Good Friday arrive. So now you can go on and indulge in whatever you gave up for Lent. So I am, like I said, so excited. This series, Coming Into Your Queendom, has been really, really good. This is only part 2, and I tell you, I am loving it so much because so many of us women, we have these wonderful, beautiful gifts inside of us, and it takes us a minute to really blossom sometimes and come into our queendom. So we're going to take a really quick break, and I'm going to come back with none other than national recording artist Christie. Don't y'all go nowhere. We'll be right back.
Lisa Denae Live starts now, only on Stunner Radio, the heart and soul of the culture.
This show is sponsored in part by Flat Fee Tax Prep and Services, offering quality tax preparation, serving clients nationwide. For more information, visit www.flatfeecreditandtax.com. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you. All right, guys, we're back. And like I said, without any further ado, we're going to introduce our very special guest, Christie. National recording artist Christie, also known as Krista Norris, began her musical journey at a very young age, singing at school programs and growing up around the Superior Band. Being raised in the church and having a love for gospel, R&B, jazz, funk, disco, rock and roll, and Southern soul music, Christie was destined to make her mark on the music scene. In 2016, Christie became a member of the Superior Band and began traveling the United States, sharing the stage with some of music's greatest artists. In 2021, Christie released her hit single, Ride This Saddle, with the Superior Band featuring Curly Taylor. It is my pleasure and honor to welcome to Lisa Denae Live, Christie. All right
now, hey. What's going on, ma'am?
Welcome to the show. I mean, we got a little snippet, a little taste of Ride This Saddle. And we got a little bit of information about you. Tell us a little bit more about you and how you got into being an artist.
Well, like you said during the introduction, with my school, the first time I was put on display at an early age in the 6th grade, our coach of our elementary, he put me on stage with my first song singing at a school program, Greatest Love of All, Whitney Houston. So It was pretty much, if you didn't grow up with me knowing that, then you didn't really know that I even could carry a tune or could sing. So that was the first time that I was introduced to being, let's say, publicized, one-on-one with a band.
Wow. So Did you always know you could sing? I know you grew up around your uncle and his band, the Superior Band. So was it something that they pushed
Mhm.
on you and said, "Come on, you could do this," or did you always know? Look, I got something in me. I think y'all need to see.
I give that credit to my Aunt Faye.
Krista, you guys, we lost her. Don't worry, she'll be back. Now, she gave me a fair warning in the before we started that she is in the country. Okay. So you know the internet could be a little bit spotty over there in Wharton, Texas. Shout out to all the people in Wharton, but no worries, Christie will be back. And in some point in the show, we're gonna listen to her song Ride This Saddle. So I don't know if you guys got a chance to look at it during the preview, but the lyrics say it take a whole lot of man to ride this saddle. And so, that's kind of, right up my alley because, everybody can't ride. I don't know if y'all understand what she's saying, but everybody can ride. So while we're waiting for Christie, let's talk a little bit about what's been going on in the news this week. Oh my God, you guys. I know that Black Twitter been blowing up over these rumors of Rihanna and ASAP Rocky breaking up. Well, if you have been on the internet, you understand that the person who started the rumor has come clean with the fact that they got wrong information. Now I'm gonna tell you why I don't like this. Because everybody been enjoying their shine as a couple. They've been shining. She out here pregnant, looking beautiful and good. She is in her queendom. That goes along with my theme, coming into your queendom. And bad gal Riri is all up in her queendom. And sometimes when you on your throne, people want to knock you off. People want to take shots at you when you're on your throne. But no worries, they cannot dethrone bad gal Riri. So we're going to talk about that a little later in the top 5 wins and fails of the week. But I do think that we have Christie back. So let's get back into our interview with national recording artist Christie.
I'm back. I apologize. Look, I
That's okay.
apologize.
That's okay.
Okay. Look, am I on good? Okay. So yeah, like I
That's
was saying, my I give all that credit. I give that credit to my Aunt Faye. She instilled in my cousins and I that we go to church and we sing, and we went to choir rehearsal on a regular, like everybody else. That goes to church, and they're, you won't say forced to sing, but let's say we're singing family. Let's say that. Yeah.
Well, let me just say, I know how that is growing up singing in church. And I tell people this all the time. If you can sing for church folks, you can sing for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because church folks,
Exactly.
at first they'll lie to you, be like, "Oh, amen, baby. Oh, bless your heart. Bless, oh, that wonderful name of Jesus. Yes. Praise him, baby. Go on and let him have his way." But
Yeah.
after they get
Yeah.
familiar with you and you up there a while, they sit
Right.
down on you. They look at you like, "Nah, that
Mm-hmm.
ain't it, boo-boo. That
Yeah.
is not it. You need to go back before the altar."
Yeah.
So if you can please
Right.
church people, you can please anybody.
But I was still one of those that sat in the back. I never came to the forefront until, like I said, the 6th grade. And then after that, my classmates and my family members knew I could sing. But if you just wasn't close to me, you really didn't know. You didn't know.
I think
Yeah.
sometimes some of us, it takes us a little longer because, the spotlight really ain't,
Mhm.
we don't really want it. You know what I'm saying? I can relate, but sometimes the spotlight follow you. It's nothing you can do.
Right.
There's
When you
nothing you can
can't
do
run
about it.
from what God bless you with. You can't run
Yes,
from it. Yeah.
yes, you
Yeah.
can
You can't run
try,
from it. Mm-hmm.
but it don't work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It don't
It
work.
does not work
So I
at
know
all.
that
Look,
I had an
at all.
experience. Exactly. When I was in the 5th grade, I had an
Mm-hmm.
experience because I was like you. I knew I could sing. I would sing around the house. I would mimic Aretha Franklin. I would mimic Marilyn McCoo. You
Mm-hmm.
probably too young. You don't know nothing about that. I would mimic Diana Ross, of course. Diana Ross, the boss. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and Whitney
Mm-hmm.
Houston. Whitney Houston was the one that I really, really got my win from. And of course, the Clark sisters. So I knew that I could sound like these people because I was mimicking them, but I didn't really know. I didn't find my own voice until I was in the 5th grade. And I remember that Marvin Gaye had passed. And everybody who knows me know I love me some Marvin Gaye. I have loved that man since I could understand music, like probably from a toddler. I've always loved him. So I was about 12 years old when he died, and I was hurt. Like I was heartbroken, like I lost a family member. And that was the only thing that gave me the strength and the courage to sing in front of my class was the pain I felt over the death of Marvin Gaye. So I got up and sang Missing You by Diana Ross. And I will never forget, my heart was in it. And I was like, I'm missing you. I had my eyes closed. I was a little girl. But when I opened my eyes, people was crying. My teacher was clutching her pearls. Everybody was like, oh my God, like she can sing. But the thing was, I didn't get it though. I was kind of separated from their reaction. I was like, they can't be talking about me. Like, okay. So did you have that similar, like they call it imposter syndrome, when people are saying stuff about you, but you feel like it can't be me? Did you have that similar feeling?
I, just like you stated, you know you could sing like a certain artist. However, it really, really takes time for you to reach down deep inside of yourself and find your own tune. What you can really do. And I know I play around, here at home singing, but when I get on the microphone, it's like, I can't do that. But you just did it at home, so you can do it. So on this journey, I'm really excited because I would have to really push myself because I know my capability. So I'm excited to see where I will actually finish off with. I'm excited for that, to push myself to do that.
Yes, I'm excited for you because I know the magic that happens when you push yourself. Like you hear stuff in your own voice, and you're like, oh my God, that's me. I did that. Because when you dig down deep and you just let it out, the old folks say, just let God have his way. When you just let go of fear, let go of stress, don't worry about how you sound, just get in the moment. And then you hear them play it back, you be like, oh my God, I can't believe that was me.
When I first heard myself play back, of course I laughed because it was like, I sound so funny. And I always tell people I'm country, I sound so country. But when you're in these studios and you get with these different producers and writers, they're like, okay, you have a unique voice, but we want to see what you really can do. So it's more of, I have to push myself, I have to really push myself to the limit to what I know I can do with my voice. And I know it's distinguished, but I got to push myself to get, in order to see what I'm really capable of doing with.
Right. And I think that is a good point that you brought up. It's a different sound. It's distinguished. Doesn't sound like everybody else's voice. And sometimes that gives us a hesitation, like, well, my voice don't sound like this person. It don't sound like that person. It's not supposed to.
Right.
And I think
that's what makes us different.
Yes. And that's what makes us unique. That's what makes people want to listen to you, because it's a different sound from other people. So how long did it take you to accept your voice and really start singing full out?
So let me say this. You talked about fear a few seconds ago. Fear has held me back from a lot of things. And, you and I, we've had, conversations on that numerous of times. Fear was one of the biggest things for me. although I've sang, in public before, everybody know I could sing, blah, blah, blah. However, fear held me back from that particular thing in my life. So I always tell people when they ask me, I didn't know you could sing. So my thing is, fear held me back. However, God's timing put me where he wanted me to be. And here I am.
Yes.
So, one of exactly, the very first big stage that I sang on was with, shout out to Miss Nellie Travis Tiger at the Arena Theater.
Yes.
Ask me, was I scared? I wasn't scared. It felt like it was a natural thing to me.
Yes.
And for that, but now that I'm solo, sometimes it's like, okay, I'm nervous. But like one of the band members, he say, well, once you hit that first note, everything else is history.
Yeah, and it's I can relate to you so much. That's the reason why I love your music. I love watching your videos because I know how I get it. I get it. I can relate. It's like I sang in bands for years and years and years, and I was very comfortable singing in the background and being the ooh ah girl. Ooh, yeah, I could do all the oohs and the ahs and the harmonizing. I could play the tambourine on my hip while they really, I can do all that. That's fine.
Yeah.
But when it's you in the front, and it's all eyes on you. While some people feel like, oh, that's it. That's what I want.
Right.
No, boo-boo. You have no understanding. It is a different feeling than anything you could ever describe. And if you're not ready for it, it can mess with your head. So, so
I can tell you one thing.
Go ahead. Now, I was just going to say,
I know for me.
How did you overcome the fear?
You froze.
Oh, Lord.
I can tell you this. Only God. That's all I can tell you. Only God. Because I'm not a young spring chicken. Let's say that. I'm not a spring chicken. So only God, and I'll say this publicly. You and the Diamond team, you guys also helped me to branch out, speak up, and speak out. Because I will really say, if it had not been for me being, with you guys, I still think I would probably be sheltered in. But however, everything is in God's time.
Yes, I appreciate that because, one of my gifts is seeing those things in me that I can't conquer and trying to help somebody else conquer them for whatever reason. When I see somebody who's like me and they got so much to offer and they scared, it's easy for me to say, come on, girl, you can do it. You got it. But then when it's come to me, I'll be like, oh, I'm good. You do it. You do it. But
like they say, we are our own worst critics.
Yes, absolutely. But I can say that when I encourage people and I see them do their thing and I see them take off, it comes back. It's like a full circle. Then when they do their thing, it encourages me. It's like, okay, wow, they doing it. They really doing it. Now I can do it too. So it's a connected thing. I felt a connection. I feel a connection with people who struggle with finding their voice and coming into their queendom. And so I try to help them. And then when they come into theirs, I feel like I'm coming to mine. It's like, okay, let's go. We can all do this. So
most definitely.
So for me, I will share this with the audience. For me, singing has been my greatest challenge. I can do a talk show. I can do a fashion show. I can do modeling. I can do voiceovers. I mean, I can do comedy. If they ask me to do comedy, I can tell jokes. I can do anything that I set my mind to. But when it comes to singing, for some reason, because it's my love and it's like my heart. It's difficult, man. I face so many, like when I'm writing a song, I get writer's block. When I'm on stage, sometimes I will forget words that I've known for years. I've known these lyrics for years.
Yeah.
But I don't forget them when I'm on stage.
Yeah.
And so I can share with the audience that sometimes that thing that is your greatest gift or your greatest talent is the thing that you get the most fight with. You get the most obstacles. You get the most, barriers thrown in your way with that thing. But I could also say, just keep pushing against all of it. You got to just keep pushing.
You have to. Yeah, you have to. You have to. If that's what you're passionate about and that's what you love, then you have to keep pushing yourself until you get there. You got to keep pushing yourself until you get there. Because, I mean, who are we? We're our own motivators. Because if no one motivates us, we have to motivate our own selves.
Yeah. In
order for us to get to the levels that we're trying to get to. So keep pushing.
Absolutely.
Pushing. Yeah.
Now,
even those that have made it. Yeah, even those that have made it, I'm sure that they set goals for themselves to where it's okay, yeah, I still have to keep pushing. This one song, hey, I still gotta keep pushing.
Right.
Regardless.
Right. Yeah. So for me, I want to give some pointers on how to face your fears, because the whole theme of this series that I'm doing is called Coming Into Your Queendom. And when you have something that elevates you, it elevates you into a queen status. It elevates you to, you're not a normal, common person anymore. You're extraordinary and you're coming into your queendom. That can be scary. That can feel weird, and you struggle with ideas. Am I worthy of this? Why me? So I want to share some tips with people who feel that shift. They feel that they are coming into their greatness and they're coming into their queendom. What are some tips that you have? And then I'll share some things that I have too, as far as overcoming your fear, building your self-love. And because sometimes so many people could be, oh, I love her, oh, she sounds so good, and then you struggle with your own self-love. You struggle with your own, I don't even like my own voice, and they talking about they love it. So give us some tips on what you did as you're coming into your greatness in your queendom.
What I've gathered and learned so far, you just have to do it. You have to do it, and you have to do it with no regret. Because if you do it with regrets, then you're going to always say, I wasn't worthy of it, or that wasn't for me. So I've always been a loner type of person. So for me, whatever I do it with no regret, knowing that I know what I'm doing. I do it with no regret. And that keeps me pushing to make myself become better and better.
Yes. That's really good advice, because how many people have you heard say, oh, I used to could sing, I used to could dance, oh, I used to get on the dance floor, I used to could do, and I'll just be looking at them like, oh wow. You hear the regret in their voice.
Yeah.
You hear the fact that they wish they would have pursued, they wish they would have gotten out of their own way.
Yes.
So I like what you said of doing it with no regrets.
And I mean, you have to, like they said, you live, you learn, you get older, you understand some stuff, you move away from some stuff, and you mature. So at that point, like we always say, self-love is the best love, right? So by that time, you ought to be in tune with self. You ought to know what you like, what you don't like, what you can do, what you can't do. But in this day and time, people still, they struggle with that. And only advice I have for that is to keep pushing yourself every day. Every day, just keep pushing yourself. Because if you don't, you never know what your capability is. Yes, so you just have to keep pushing yourself every day. Every day.
and accept yourself. You know, and
Yes.
these are two things that I try to tell people. Stop comparing yourself to other people. That is the biggest fail.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest way to
Mm-hmm.
fail, because this person's voice don't sound
Yes.
like your voice. This person body don't look
Yes.
like your
I
body.
right. Right. But that's the way of the world now. Everybody want to be like somebody, or everybody want to look like somebody. Everybody want to sound like somebody. Yet in true, okay, you sound like this person, but you haven't found yourself. So you have to find yourself in order to know what you're capable of doing. And that was one of my struggles. I still struggle with that, because when I hear myself, I think it's the funniest thing in the world. And then when I sing in the studio, it's like I sound just like I sing on the record. So I'm still struggling with that myself. It's just, I think, because I'm a country girl, and hey, it is what it is. I am who I am,
Yes. Yes, we
Yeah.
love that country twang.
Mm-hmm.
We love it. You know, it's people who try to fake that country twang, that country accent. They trying to get it. And you
Yes.
got it naturally.
Yes, they do. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
another thing that I
Yes.
wanted to talk to you about is, because I struggle with this too. Sometimes you have a look,
Mm-hmm.
and when you have a look, sometimes they expect a certain sound. So for me, people will always,
Right.
oh, she kind of look like this person. She kind of look like, and then they want me to sound like that person. I don't care who I look like. I ain't her.
Mm-hmm.
So we all know you look
Right.
like
Right.
Fantasia.
Right.
So I'm sure people, oh, she look like
Look, I knew
Fantasia.
you was gonna say it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, maybe she gonna get up here and do a Fantasia. No, we all black, so we look alike.
And you know
Yeah.
what? That has happened. Yeah, that has happened to me numerous of times. They would come up to me and say, "You look like Fantasia. Can you sing like her?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know, but I think I could carry a tune." But yeah, they they do. They just compare us. That's just what people do.
And it's so
Yeah.
annoying sometimes, but it kind of goes with the territory. I used to get so sick of people asking me to sing Jill Scott. I'd be like, I love Jill Scott, but I don't know her songs like that.
Right.
I mean, I want to sing Keith
To
Sweat. I
be
want to
singing them.
sing, yeah, I want to sing some Keith
Yeah.
Sweat songs. I want to sing some Marvin Gaye. I want to sing some I like
Yeah.
singing either older songs or songs that's done by males, because that's better for my register. I have a lower
Mm-hmm.
register. So singing like
Yeah.
Jill Scott, I can sing some of her songs, but some of them is just a little too
Mm-hmm.
high for me. So I get so irritated when people see my
Right.
body
Right.
type and they see my style and they just want to say, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Jill Scott." No, baby, nah, it's Lisa
Mm-hmm.
Denae, and I got a different
Right.
stilo.
Yeah. 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 Look. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
the industry and the fans
Mm-hmm.
sometimes can put that kind of pressure on you. But I tell people all the time, if you're coming into the music business, you better be gangster. You have to be gangster. You have to have some tough skin, and you just got to roll with
Yes.
a
Yes.
whole lot of punches.
Yeah. Well, you see this face right here. You know that this is what I do right here.
Yes.
I'll laugh and I'll smile it away. However, I do pay attention very well to people and things. So I'm not going to say that certain things won't happen. However, I pay attention. Let's just say that.
Mhm.
I pay attention. In most of the time, I'll just smile, and I'm like, okay. But in the back of my head, it's like, you just don't know. But you just have to be careful. And that's just not in the entertainment industry, just in the world as a whole.
Yeah, yes. Because now every
Yeah.
industry is kind of getting like an entertainer. Like you got doctors doing TikTok videos. You got everybody doing
Right.
dance moves and making up jingles. So
Yeah.
every industry is getting a
Yeah.
little taste of what performers
Right.
get on a regular
Mhm.
basis. So
On the
that's
regular.
kind of
That's
good.
right. Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of good because now they see what
Yeah.
it's really about. They see what it's really like. It ain't all ice cream and cookies.
No, ma'am. It is not. Especially when you're first starting off. It's not at all. At all. It's hard. I tell you, it's very hard. But you got to keep pushing. Because if you give up,
Yeah.
that means you let them win. So you got to keep pushing.
Yes.
Yep. Got to keep
So
pushing.
so let's talk about the
Mhm.
music a little bit. I love the song you released a few years back called Real Cowboy. That was good. And I heard you kind of coming into it.
Yeah.
You were still kind of in the background, but
Mhm.
I heard you just
Mhm.
creeping up.
Yeah.
So now on this
Mhm.
song that we're going to watch the video for later in the show, Ride This Saddle, it's you and it's
Mhm.
you. And it is all you. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sure there's some background vocals by other people, but you're doing the damn thing on your own. So how does that feel?
Thank you. I can tell you this. I went back to my roots when I was approached with the song. It was like, ride this saddle. And this was the song. The song was gave to me in 2020. However, COVID happened. So we just, try to let COVID blow over. So here we go, 2020. A guy from Louisiana by the name of Vess Garrett. He brought the song to the Superior Band. They presented it to me. I listened to it for a whole year and a half. And boom, here we go. So my concept of listening to the song, I was more like Betty Wright and listening to my grandmother. I could hear my grandmother saying, now, Chris, I know you're not going to sing that song. However, I went to my roots with it. Yeah, I went back to my roots with it because all of my uncles are cowboys. We were raised on horses and cows. So that's where the concept of the video came from. Just have fun with it. Go back to your roots. And here we are. So I just had fun with it. So it was more natural to me than, putting on a facade for it. It was natural to me.
Yes,
Yep, it was real
yes.
natural.
So I
Yeah.
love the fact that you
Yeah.
said Betty Wright because I will say this. When I was singing, I want to say, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 years ago. It's been a long time since I've really done live performances. But when I used to
Mhm.
sing on a regular basis at clubs, I would get the critique
Mhm.
from the promoters where they would say, can we have a little
Mhm.
more Jill Scott and a little less Betty Wright? And I would be offended
Yeah.
because I was like, what you mean? What you trying to say?
Yeah.
I can't help what my voice sound like. If it sounds more like Betty Wright than it does Jill Scott, that's just what it is. So I feel like
The,
there are people out there that have an appreciation for that sound, that old sound, that old strong sound. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
yeah. No, not at all. Because those those are some of the artists that you were raised up on. Now I
Yes.
could tell you there has been some times where we have went to sing some places and they was like, she can't sing. And I'm like, okay, that's your opinion. However, here we are. That's all I can say. Here we are.
Well, our people, everyone's a
Yeah.
critic and everybody feel like they can do it
Mm-hmm.
better. But it's different. It's a difference between singing
Right. Right.
karaoke and actually
And,
see
and in
karaoke.
the shower.
Yes, and in the
Yes.
shower
Mm-hmm.
singing karaoke.
It's a lot.
Karaoke got the words up there for you. It got a little bit of reverb on the mic when you
Right.
singing karaoke. It's a whole big
Yeah.
difference from you with yourself
It's a
in a live
total
band.
big difference.
Yeah, it's a big difference. So I mean, people will
Big
criticize and
difference.
people say that. But that's the part about being a professional. You still got to come to do the job that you was hired to do, and you just do the job. You know, it's like we don't come to your job
Right.
saying
You
you
got to
can't
keep
cut
going.
hair.
Right.
You can't
You
answer
just gotta,
phone.
like I say, you have to keep going. Yeah. You have to keep going. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
You most
you
definitely have to
definitely have.
keep pushing. And
Yeah.
you know, yeah. Mhm.
Well, I want to say that we were talking about coming into your queendom and some tips. And here's one of the things that I like what you said earlier, and I wanted to circle back to it because I think this is a big, big, big tip
Mhm.
for women who want to come into their greatness and want to come into their queendom. You have to be able to
Mhm.
walk alone at times. You have to be able. You said earlier that you were a loner, and I'm gonna tell you what people don't understand is
Mhm.
when you're going into greatness and when God is elevating you and when you're sharpening your skills, when you're coming into your own personal greatness, you have to be able
Yeah.
to walk alone.
Have to. That's a must. You have to.
Without a
You
crowd.
have to have that tough skin because if you don't, the industry itself will eat you alive. They will eat you alive. Yeah.
Yes,
They will most definitely eat you alive.
yes.
Yeah.
And you can't be the type of person that need
Hmm.
a man corner all the time. Sometimes you just got to know for yourself. You know, you don't have, sometimes you're not going to have somebody telling you, yeah, do it this way and do it that way. Sometimes you just got to go
No,
with your own gut.
no. Right. That's right. Yeah. Well, you know me. I'm little throw a little bit. I'm a little bit nonchalant at times. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna do my thing, and hey, I'm getting off the stage. I mean, I'm there to give you a show because that's my job. And after that, uh, you know, you know how I
Yes.
am.
Yes. And
Yeah,
that's good because really
you
that's the
know.
attitude you got to have in this business. You have to be nonchalant. You got to be
Yeah,
like, okay, whatever, I did my thing and that's it.
yeah, yeah. That you have to have that tough skin. That's for sure. And I'm a newcomer. However, I do understand the industry somewhat. And I do know, for one, you have to have a very tough skin.
Yeah. And I think that as we learn, going more and more into the music industry, you see so many people that, in my opinion, I'm like, what made them want to sing? Because I don't hear it. But that's not for me to judge. If that's what they want to
Yeah,
do, that's what they want to do.
right,
So, I mean, that's how you
right.
gotta be. You gotta kind of have that
Hmm.
that faith in your own ability, that faith in your own project,
Yeah.
your own song, because somebody can hear a song and be like, "Oh, that's trash,"
Hmm.
and the next person here and be like, "Oh, that's my jam."
Hmm. Hmm.
So, I mean, you just got to know what you
Right,
know for
right.
yourself.
Exactly.
I mean, I hear that
Exactly. You
Taraji.
got to be confident.
Yes, I hear that Taraji.
You got to be
He's
confident.
coming out with a song, with an album.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Hmm. So we all here. We waiting to hear it. Yeah.
I mean,
We're going
I'm
to be
not
waiting to
saying that
hear it.
she can't do it. I'm not saying she can't do it. I feel like if she can, go for it, girl. Go for it. Um,
That's right.
Nene
That's
Leakes,
right.
Nene Leakes did a song. And if we want to call it a song,
She
Nene did
did. Hmm.
a song. So a lot of people do what they do. And they don't care. They ain't much
Right.
worried about nobody opinion. They gonna do their thing. So it's
So
even
that
more
that's
for
why I say
people.
you yeah, you never give up. You never give up.
Yeah, it's even more for people who feel it in
Yep,
their
you never give up.
bones. Like, this is what I know I should be doing. This is
Mhm.
what I've always been doing it as when I was a little girl. For people who feel it in their bones, it's even more for you. I mean, if you got people out here
Right. That's right.
who on a whim just say, "Oh, I think I want to do a song," then you can do it too.
Yeah, everybody's doing it. Whether it's a fun song, whether it's a serious song, everybody's tapping into it.
Because we love
Yeah,
music.
everybody's tapping into it.
As humans, music is the universal language. We all have some type of attachment to it. So it's just like anything else. It's in the,
right.
They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's the same with music. Greatness is in the ear of the listener. Some people hear something great and other people don't.
Right.
But so what's next for you? What are you working on? What are we going to see next? And what shows do you have coming up?
As far as the music, we're taking baby steps. we want to see what this would do first. Tomorrow, I'm actually doing my first solo show by myself, so I'm excited about that. Yeah, I'm excited about that. So I'm gonna be without the band tomorrow, but if I don't think about it, I'll be cool. My nerves won't get so bad. But like I said a few minutes ago, I have a job to do. I'm gonna go out there and do it, and that's it.
That is it. And I can think back to the days when I did my first show by myself. I ain't gonna even much lie to you. I cracked more jokes than I sang. I just was cracking jokes. I was trying to keep the people laughing because I was nervous as I was so freaking nervous. So my whole thing was just to crack jokes. And the people were laughing. And so the more the people got to laugh and the more relaxed I was, and I was able to go ahead and do it.
Right.
But the beauty of it is like you said earlier, once you get past that first note, you're good.
Look, that's it. That's it. I would say I think I have, well, let me say this. I have a pretty exciting show lined up for tomorrow. And I'm excited about it because it's within my element, but then it's out of my element. So I'm excited about it.
Yes, you should be.
I try not to think about it so I don't get nervous. Yeah,
you should
but
be
I have
excited.
I think I have three. Yeah, I have 3 events coming up, back to back. So I'll get plenty of practice and plenty of time to where when I hit that stage, all the nervousness is gone away.
Yes. And that's the thing. I think that's what helps me too. Even when you're not performing, to keep practicing, to keep working on music, keep perfecting your vocals. That's what kind of keeps the nerves at bay. Because you work so hard. You like, I'm gonna sing this song. Come hell or high water, I'm singing this song. I don't work too hard on this song. And that's kind of what helps you get past the nerves.
Yes. But like I said, once you hit that first note, it's all she wrote. You either go make it or you go break it.
Yes. So I have really enjoyed talking to you. Tell the people where they can follow you, where they can follow Superior Band, how they can support and how they can follow you on social media.
I'm on all social sites. Christie J. Norris, that's my government name. And Instagram, Facebook, videos on YouTube. There's a line dance to the video on YouTube. On YouTube, I'm Christie J. Norris Armstrong. Just click on those links and you'll see everything I'm doing.
All right. We're looking forward to seeing more from you and hearing more from you. And before we go, we're going to take a look at the video. So you guys, you are in for a real treat. We are going to show the video of Ride This Saddle. This is the official video with Christie and the Superior Band featuring Curly Taylor. All right, you guys, enjoy.
Thank you.
Certified rough rider with a big boy grip. Can't be too loose in the saddle. I'm looking for a perfect fit. 'Cause it takes a whole lot of man to ride this saddle. It takes a whole lot of man to ride this saddle. It takes a whole lot of man to ride this saddle. It takes a whole lot of man to ride this saddle. Now who wanna ride? Come on. Get up. Get up. I'm looking for a real one, not a phony. A bonfire rodeo rambler to put it on me. You gotta jump right on it and crack the whip. 'Cause this saddle is custom made, and you gotta be the perfect fit. 'Cause it takes a whole lot of man to ride this saddle. It takes a whole lot of man to ride this saddle. It takes a whole lot of man to ride this saddle. It takes a whole lot of man to ride this saddle. Ride it. Come over here and get up on it. Show me that you really want it. Come over here and get up on it. Show me you want it. Giddy up, giddy up. Giddy up. I want you to giddy up. Let's ride. Let's go. Come on. 'Cause it takes a whole lot of man to ride this saddle. It takes a whole lot of man to ride this saddle. 'Cause it takes a whole lot of man to ride it, ride it. It takes a whole lot of man to ride this saddle. I wanna ride it. Now who wanna ride?
Who wanna ride? Yay! Look, yay! Can't hear you.
I think my mic was muted. I love the song because it really fits you.
Okay.
It really does. Like, you know,
Thank you.
just the way, whole lot man. It's like it's sassy. It's like, you know, just I'm
Yeah.
just letting you know. It's not like it's just you. I feel like it's really your personality. You're just like, I'm just letting you know, you know.
Yeah. Look, yes.
I love it. I love it. I think it is perfect.
Yes.
So,
Thank you.
you know, as an artist, you know, it's hard to find those songs that's so perfectly you.
Mhm. Mhm. Like I said, it's
So
been it was on hold for a whole year, you know, because of COVID. So 2021 came and we got that little small of a break, summer 2021. We shot down in Lafayette and recorded it, and boom, here we are. Yeah, here
yes,
we
and I
are.
love it. So, so
Mhm.
do you see yourself doing more of the Southern soul sound? Are you going to get into any R&B, any pop? What do you see in your future? Gospel, even maybe?
The goal is to stay with the Southern Soul. That's the goal, to stay with Southern Soul. Zydeco, I would have thought that I would do a Zydeco song. When it comes to Zydeco, it's like but once I recorded it and I listened to it and I listened to it and listened to it, I'm like, okay, this kind of fun. I can do that. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Okay, so this is more of a Zydeco type song.
Yes, yes. This is Zydeco.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, you
it's
got to
Zydeco, but
educate
labeled. Yes, it's Zydeco labeled up underneath the Southern Soul umbrella, if that makes sense.
Okay, yes. That makes sense. You have to educate me because I'm very new to Zydeco and Southern Soul. When I first moved to Texas, I heard them, and I was like, this Black people music? What is this? I was not ready.
You'll be amazed. Yeah, you will be amazed how we get down to that music.
Yes, I see.
Yeah.
And as the more I'm around it, the more I have an appreciation for it. I'm like, okay, I get it. I'm starting to get it now. But at first I was like, ain't no bass. What a bass. What a bump, bump, bump. Where's the, drums? I needed to hear some of that because that's what I was used to. But I'm really, really starting to get into it and have an appreciation for it.
Yeah.
So I hope that we could see you on some of the blues and Zydeco events. I know that it's probably a lot right now because you just getting into it, but I see it for you. I see it for you. I feel like the more you get out there, the more you just gonna explode.
Thank you. Yeah. Gotta make it happen.
Yeah, and I think sometimes it'll happen for you because once you put yourself out there and you just do what you know you can do, it starts to just happen for you. And before you know it, it's like, oh, wow, this is happening. Yeah. So thank you so much for being our guest on the show tonight. We had a few technical difficulties, but I still enjoyed you. For the people who listen to the show or watch the show, I'm so sorry we didn't get to the top 5 wins and fails of the week. I was just really into this interview, but I will do a supplement and post it to my socials, y'all, because trust me, I got some stuff to talk to y'all about that happened this week, and I can't wait to talk about it. So just stay tuned to my social media, and I will post my top 5 wins and top 5 fails of the week coming soon, probably today or tomorrow. Keep a look out. And please go to stunnerradio.com for all information of our events. I want to make sure that I make you all aware of the fact that we are going to be at the Loud Music Press Junket that is coming up in June. I want you guys to understand that there are so many press outlets, and Stunner Radio is going to be one of them. I'm going to send you a link to Christie. You may want to attend this event. It is such a huge event. Shout out to Loud Music for having us. They're going to have so many media outlets. BET is going to be there. I believe MTV is going to be there. 97.3 out of Dallas is going to be there. A lot of independent stations like Stunner Radio is going to be there. So I want to invite all of our listeners that are artists. You have to be there. Go to our website, stunnerradio.com. We have a special link just for you. Click to get your tickets. We want to see you there. You have opportunities to interview with so many press outlets, and it is a 2-day event. So believe you me, you got to be there both days. Last year we went and I had no idea of how big it was. I mean, we interviewed people from the moment we sat down to the moment it was time to go. Literally 7 hours of straight interviews with artists. So, and I know this year is going to be even bigger. So I want to encourage everyone. And yes, we will be sharing it on our Stunner Radio social media. I'll be sharing it on my social media, to be on the lookout for the live press junket. It is the biggest press event in the state of Texas. And you gotta be there to understand what I'm telling you. So I will be sending out links soon. So Krista, thank you. Christie, I mean, for people who watching or listening and say she done call her Christie, she done call her Krista, I ain't tripping. Believe me, Christie is her stage name.
I'm both of them.
Yes. She's both of those guys. Christie is her stage name. I know her as Krista.
Yes.
So, I don't interchange both of them tonight, but thank you so much for being here. It was great catching up with you.
Thank you.
And I just wish you so much success in the future. And, I hope we can get a collab somewhere in the future. I got to learn a little more about Southern Soul.
Yeah.
But maybe we could do the new
Barbara. Hey, we got to get it in.
Sure. Maybe we could do a little something like that, a new twist on a song like that.
Hey. Yeah. You speak it. Look, you speak it to existence.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. You're so welcome. I think they need a new generation version of that type of scenario.
Right. Yeah. That should be fun.
Yes, because we all know those scenarios ain't went nowhere. Those scenarios still exist.
Nowhere. They only got worse.
Oh, haven't they? Yes. So thank you once again for being with us. You guys enjoy your Easter. This is Easter weekend. I feel like it came so quick. I was caught off guard. I was like, oh my God, it's Easter. So I won't be at church Sunday. Y'all just say a prayer for your girl. I was kind of caught off guard by the whole situation, but happy Resurrection Sunday coming up for you all. And please tune in to Black Coffee with a Side of Tea tomorrow on Stunner Radio. That's at 7:00 p.m. Central Time. You can catch us on all podcast platforms, but the best way is to go to stunnerradio.com. And then also the Love Power Radio Show. So again, thank you so much for being with us, Christie. Any last things you want to say to the listeners before we wrap it up? I know there's a little bit of a delay, but did you have any last words you wanted to say? You're muted. Oh, okay. You're muted. Can you hear me?
Did you say something?
Yeah. Do you have any last things you would like to say to the listeners or to the viewers before we go? Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, my mic is not muted, so I don't know. We're having a little technical problem, you guys. But if you want to follow Christie, which is Krista, you can reach her on Fight the Flight 15 on Instagram. She's Krista J. Norris on Facebook. And please go to YouTube and check out Ride This Saddle by Christie and the Superior Band featuring Curly Taylor. Thank you so much again for being with us, you guys. I don't know, my mic is not muted, so we're just having a little bit of a technical issue, but thanks to Krista and thank you guys for being with us, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow on Black Coffee with a Side of Tea. So I'm gonna leave you all tonight, and I will check with you tomorrow. Be on the lookout again for my top 5 wins and fails of the week. I'm going to be posting it on my social media at Lisa Denae on Instagram and Facebook. So you guys have a wonderful evening, and I will see you next week. Bye. I hate you, but I love you at the same damn time.
Hey, it's your girl Lisa Denae, and you're listening to my single Love Hate, available now on all music platforms.